Hello, students. Welcome once more to study time. I hope all of you are in good health and spirit, and I hope that you've gone through the previous day's lecture. Today, I'll be giving you some questions and answers, and after this, I'll again in the next day's class, I'll again come back to teaching as well as giving you some question answers or notes. Let's continue for the day. Question 1. Why is surface area to volume ratio of a cell important? The surface area to its volume ratio of a cell is important for the survival of the cell. The surface area actually determines the rate of absorption of the materials which are required by the cell and also the release of waste products by it. The volume determines the rate of metabolic activity of the cell. That is, the more the volume, the more will be the rate of metabolic activity of the cell. Question 2. What role is played by the dead cells? In plants, the dead cells of tracheids and xylem vessels help in the conduction of water. In animals, the skin has dead cells which protect the inner living cells. Next question. Why is cell wall of plant cells also known as exoskeleton? The plant cell wall is an external rigid structure which protects the inner cells from external injuries. It also provides mechanical support to the cells and also gives shape to the cells. Question 4. Why is the cell regarded as an open dynamic system? The cell is regarded as an open dynamic system because it is separated from its surroundings by a semi-permeable membrane, and this allows entry and exit of energy and matter. It allows entry of salt, food, oxygen, water for growth, division, and overall sustenance of the cell, and thus of the living body of which it is a part. The cell throws out energy in the form of heat, which is generated mainly during respiration. We all know that respiration is an exothermic reaction, and heat is thrown out of the body in the form, which is generated during respiration, and the cell is the main machinery through which this happens. So, the cell throws out energy in the form of heat, which is generated mainly during respiration, and also certain secretory and waste products. Next question. How does the cell attain homeostasis? The cell, being an open dynamic system, allows entry and exit of material or energy or matter through its boundary known as the cell membrane. There has to be a regulation of this continuous process of the going in and coming out of energy and matter, and also of the chemical changes of the materials going on inside the cell. When the cell reaches a steady state of regulating the maintenance of the rate and direction of the entry and exit of matter and energy according to the requirements of the cell and thus of the living body, it is said that the cell has attained homeostasis. Question 6. How is homeostasis useful for an organism? It is by homeostasis that any organism adjusts to the conditions that are best suited for the survival and for the maintaining the stability in its existence. Question 7. How is natural and artificial defense attained against bacterial infection? Natural defense is attained by lysozyme, which is present in the saliva and tears, which cause lysis of the bacterial cells by hydrolyzing the peptidoglycans which make up the bacterial cell wall. In a certain way, attainment of artificial defense against bacterial infection, some antibiotics like penicillin cause lysis of the bacterial cells by causing inhibition of the cross-linking of the peptidoglycan strands which make up the bacterial cell wall. Next question. The eukaryotic cell, which has within the cytoplasmic matrix several membrane-bound organelles or chambers or compartments within the cell. How do you think the compartmentalization is useful? Your answer is compartmentalization within the cell helps to isolate various kinds of chemical reactions which go on simultaneously in the respective cell organelles or chambers or compartments. The last question for the day. Differentiate between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell based on the presence of the respiratory enzymes. In a prokaryotic cell, the respiratory enzymes are present on the infoldings of the plasma membrane known as mesosomes. In a eukaryotic cell, the respiratory enzymes remain enclosed in the mitochondria. Thank you.